Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It's time. It's happening. It's happening. Every year for about the past 2 or 3 years, we always get that one person we're talking about. And if you guys clicked on this video, I'm pretty sure you guys know who I'm talking about. Every single season, whether it's early August to early October, we are talking about Ben Simmons. Whether it's a shoot around, a workout video, a press conference, a social media post, Ben Simmons around this time of the year finds his way in basketball conversations. In today's video, we're going to be talking about, should you be buying into the Ben Simmons stock after 3 or 4 years of it being delayed, or should you just look the other way and wait until the normal becomes normal again? And before I get started, I just wanted to do a quick run of Ben Simmons' career. As we all know, Ben Simmons was a highly touted prospect before he even got into college. This was a guy who was compared to LeBron James and Magic Johnson as old as maybe 17 or 18 years old. With that size, length, athleticism, the way he can move up and down the floor and play make, I didn't hate the LeBron James and Magic Johnson conversations. In high school, Ben Simmons was a Naismith Prep Player of the Year, a Gatorade National Player of the Year, a Morgan Wooden National Player of the Year. He was a McDonald's All-American selection, a First Team Parade All-American selection, MVP of the High School National Tournament awarded in 2015 after leading Montverde Academy to a 3rd consecutive title. And a lot of the younger generation of basketball lovers kind of forget how good Ben Simmons was. Before this guy even went into college, this was a guy that was almost a shoo-in to go to the NBA. A guy that's 6'10", who moves up and down the floor like a guard, play makes like a guard, is built like a power forward, can guard multiple positions in the NBA. This is a guy, to this day, almost 10 years later, is still at very high stock in the NBA. Not saying Ben Simmons is, but the type of build that Ben Simmons is still very demanding in basketball. Ben Simmons later went on to LSU, who played phenomenally, but there has been a couple of questions about his competitive nature, and the LSU Tigers didn't even make the NCAA playoffs that season. But after college ball, Ben Simmons went on to be the number 1 pick in the 2016 NBA draft to the Philadelphia 76ers and got to play alongside of Joel Embiid. Ben Simmons went on to average 16 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists. He also finished the season 3rd in triple-doubles and is the first rookie to have a triple-double in the playoffs since Magic Johnson. And after Ben Simmons' rookie year, it looked like everything panned out. I mean, this is a guy that went to 3 straight All-Star games. He was a 2-time All-Defensive First Team select. He was a 1-time All-NBA Third Team in 2020. And he was a Defensive Player of the Year runner-up in 2021. Everything that Ben Simmons was supposed to be, it looked like he was becoming. And about in the first 4 to 5 seasons in his career, Ben Simmons looked like he was going to be one of the better players in the league, one of the better two-way players in the league, and probably a top 3 to 5 defender in the league at the time. And you have to think, if you're Sixers fans, all the suffering you guys did, you guys now have Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, who look like they're going to be competitive together for the next decade or so. And all in 2021, this is when Ben Simmons started building the name that we all know today. Ben Simmons started becoming the player that we talk about between early August and early October on Is He Back? As we all know, Ben Simmons has never been a shot maker. He is not a guy that will shoot the ball, maybe even outside of the mid-range. And going into the 2021 playoffs, Ben Simmons only made 5 threes in his entire career. This is a guy who could have a whole area of the floor to himself. People were actively helping off of Ben Simmons. And it wasn't even the 3-point shot. This is a guy that couldn't even make free throws. In the 2021 playoffs, his free throw percentage dropped around 30%. And if you ask me, that series against the Atlanta Hawks, when the number 1 seeded Philadelphia 76ers got upset in 7 games to the 5 seed Atlanta Hawks, Ben Simmons really fell apart. Not only was Ben Simmons a bad free throw shooter, but he didn't even want to give the defense a chance to foul him. He really wasn't doing anything. And in Game 4 and Game 5 of that series, the Philadelphia Sixers were up by 18 points in Game 4. They were up by 26 points in Game 5, and Ben Simmons did not take a single shot in the 4th quarter of either of those games. Ben Simmons had the worst free throw percentage in playoff history at 34%. And that's not even the icing on the cake. Ben Simmons had a wide open layup that he passed up, showing the 76ers and the 76ers fans that he had no confidence in himself, not even to go up for a layup late in game in a do or die situation. Win or go home. You guys were the number 1 seed, and you guys had a solid matchup plan against the Bucks that season. They could have won that series against the Bucks, but Ben Simmons did not take shots. He did not want to go to the rim. He did not want to go to the free throw line. He just looked like a shell of himself. And in that 2021 series, all the Philadelphia 76ers fans, his teammates, his coaches, they're asking, where did the All-Star go? Where did the All-League defender go? Where did the Defensive Player of the Year runner-up go? We're looking at Ben Simmons and we're seeing a complete disaster. I can't give you another word for how Ben Simmons played in those playoffs. So after that game, Doc Rivers, Joel Embiid, all his other teammates, they lost confidence in Ben Simmons. Doc Rivers said he doesn't know if Ben Simmons is going to be the point guard of the future. So after that game, Ben Simmons would not play another single game for the Philadelphia 76ers. That offseason, he made it known across the world that he did not want to be a Philadelphia 76er anymore. And on top of that, he did not participate in practice, he sat out in the games, and he racked up a lot of money in fines. Ben Simmons racked up a total of $19 million in fines, which is $360,000 each game he did not play. And as most of us know, this is what led to Ben Simmons being traded to the Brooklyn Nets for James Harden. And as we all know, Ben Simmons did not play a single game of the 2021-2022 season. He only played 42 games of the 2022-2023 NBA season and played 15 games in the 2023-2024 NBA season, where Ben Simmons played a total of 57 out of a possible 246 regular season games. And that is where a lot of people have their issues with Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons held out of a Philadelphia 76ers training camp, forcing his way out of Philadelphia and then getting traded to Brooklyn, where he has just not been on the floor. So in the entire tenure of Ben Simmons for the Brooklyn Nets, he has been paid roughly $106 million and only has 57 games to show for it. And this is what makes it so confusing for me. How is a guy that was a former All-Star, Defensive Player of the Year runner-up, an all-defensive team selection, an all-NBA team selection, a former number 1 pick in the draft, fall off a cliff this badly? And this is a guy in Ben Simmons who claimed he had mental health issues, which I'm not going to put past anyone. That is something that is tough to go through, but was not evaluated by the Philadelphia 76ers. He would not allow the Philadelphia 76ers to evaluate him. And now, looking like Ben Simmons is going to be coming into the 2024-2025 season fully healthy. He's going to be making roughly $40 million this season. People are asking the question, is Ben Simmons back, and can he play to a high level that can gain him just a percentage or a crumb of that contract back? And this is my answer. This is what I think about Ben Simmons. If you were to ask me, if a guy like Ben Simmons, who is a top 10 defender in the NBA at his peak or when he was playing at a high level, somebody who is one of the best floor generals in the league, somebody who can play make, is very athletic, very lengthy, has a great build, and is really nice in size, I think there is a world where Ben Simmons can come back and be effective on a basketball court. Now, if you are going to try and buy in on Ben Simmons becoming what he used to be, you are wasting your money. But I don't think it is the worst thing in the world to think that Ben Simmons can come back for the Brooklyn Nets and be a guy that play makes on a high level, a guy that defends at a high level, and affects winning for this basketball team. Now, even if Ben Simmons looks in the slightest of what he was when he was at his peak of his powers, the Brooklyn Nets are going to trade him. I mean, let's be honest here. But let's just say in this world, Ben Simmons is giving you 12 to 13 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. There is a world where a team could go grab Ben Simmons and he can be a solid 6-man or maybe a 4th or 5th starter on a contending team. Like, let's think about the Phoenix Suns. Let's say if the Phoenix Suns had Ben Simmons and they rolled out a starting lineup with Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, Ben Simmons, Kevin Durant, and Yusuf Nurkic. Now you have that facilitator and you have that point of attack defender if Ben Simmons can be half of what he was when he was with Philadelphia. I think there is a better chance of Ben Simmons becoming what I just mentioned before he becomes what he used to be. And even then, that is still a very tall task. We're talking about somebody who has played 57 games in the past 3 NBA seasons. So, in my opinion, asking Ben Simmons to come back to basketball after not playing out of a possible 246 games, only playing 57 of them, and to ask him to come back and be exactly what he was for the Philadelphia 76ers, I don't think that is possible. But he can still come back and be an effective role player for a lot of very good teams. Because when we look at what is popular in the NBA right now and what is shooting to the moon for NBA players, it is the athletic wing from around 6'7" to 6'9" who can defend multiple positions, can run the floor, extremely athletic, really strong, and I think Ben Simmons still has those attributes. But if you're asking him to be the same player he was in Philly, I think you're going to get disappointed. So, ladies and gentlemen, after doing a real deep dive on Ben Simmons, what do you guys think he can do this season coming up? Be sure to leave your opinions in the comments section. And if you guys like this type of content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm out. Peace.